It's essential for most cyclists to have a saddlebag or at least somewhere to store your things. Inner tubes, tyre levers, puncture repair kits, and multi-tools. It's just not very efficient nor comfortable to stuff all your things into your back pockets. You also don't have to stress about forgetting something vital before every ride as long as you don't unpack your saddlebag. The only problem for some people is that saddlebags might ruin the look of your bike. It's a balancing game. Too small and you can't fit enough things inside, and too big, you look like a bike packer. Which is why I use the Decathlon 500 saddlebag, which meets both look and storage criteria. And also it costs like $5 US. If you have an aero seat post, you might worry about the velcro not being long enough, but I also have one and it fits perfectly. Another thing that is essential for cyclists is to have a set of tools. I'm not talking about specialty tools like star nut installers or wheel truers. I'm talking about basic stuff like Allen keys or screwdrivers. You can get away with these little guys from department stores, which cost like $1, but if you want tools that can give you proper leverage to remove stuff like pedals, you might want to check out these Peng Gong, or if you're American, Peng Gong, Allen keys, which I picked up for about $11 US. They range from 1mm to 10mm, which fits everything on my bike. Having previously worked at a bike shop, I've used the Park 2 Allen keys before, and from what I can tell, they feel exactly the same. The only difference is obviously the color and the fact that these are a fraction of the price. Onto something else that is not, say, essential for cyclists, but is just good to have, and that is a floor pump. I previously used this little ball pump, which honestly did the job, but after a while it started falling apart, so I upgraded to this Vito floor pump, which I picked up for $25 US. And well, yeah, there's not much to talk about it. It's made out of steel, it has all the accessories, and it can pump up to 160 psi for U-Track cyclists. Now previously I mentioned that a track pump is not essential for cyclists as you can actually get away with a mini pump. Most mini pumps can go up to 100 psi, but those really good ones can actually reach 160. I personally use this West Biking mini pump, which I picked up for $5 on AliExpress. It comes with an attachable rubber hose thingy and some bolts to mount the pump holder. But because I have a floor pump, I've yet to be in a situation where I need to use my mini pump, so I can't say that I'd recommend it. If your bike has some carbon bits on it, it's important to have a torque wrench. These allow you to torque down bolts precisely. But these mechanical torque wrenches can be quite expensive, even on AliExpress, which is why I use the Topeak Combo Torque wrench. That was a mouthful. This torque wrench measures torque with a moving piece and a non-moving piece. So unlike those mechanical torque wrenches, if you drop it, it won't break. It can measure 3 to 12 Nm, but from my experience, you've got to be built like Brian Shaw in order to achieve 12 Nm with this crappy leverage. It also comes with 3, 4, 5 and 6mm Allen key heads and a T25 Torx bit. I picked mine up for $25 US. Another thing your carbon bike needs is carbon paste. All carbon paste does is basically create microscopic irregularities on the surface of the material you're applying it on through little sand-looking particles. I personally use Morgan Blue's carbon paste as I also use their degreaser, thus I really like and trust their brand. They also sponsor pro cycling teams like Alpecin Phoenix, Movistar, and my ever so favorite Deconics Quickstep. While we're on the topic of Morgan Blue, let's talk about their degreaser. I bought mine for $18 and so far it's pretty good. What I really like about it is the fact that it's a liquid degreaser. I previously used the WD-40 degreaser, which was a foam degreaser and ran out pretty quickly. Unfortunately, Morgan Blue's degreaser does have some downsides. It smells bad. I don't know if I'm just used to the sweet-scented WD-40 degreaser, but every time I use the Morgan Blue degreaser, I have to ventilate my whole toilet. Even worse is the build quality. The cap squeaks whenever I take it off. And it leaks. I accidentally left my bottle laying down sideways, and when I came back 15 minutes later, I had degreaser all over my floor, and my whole house smelled like degreaser. Good thing no one was home that day. Even if you don't ride at night, it's important to have both front and tail lights. Not only does it increase how visible you are on the road, you also never know when the heavens are going to open up, which will make you even harder to see. I personally use the Rock Bros 400 lumen front light, which costs $11, and this X-Tiger rear light, which costs $4. The rear light is flawless at its price with many functions like blinking and strobe. The same can't be said for the front light, as on a full battery, it can't run on full power for my entire ride. Other than that, it's a pretty decent light for its price. Like my rear light, it has blinking and strobe. I personally don't use strobe as it's not very pleasing for other road users to look at. Also, in other countries like Toronto, it is outright illegal to use strobing front lights as it poses not only a distraction, but also a danger to people who have epilepsy. I hope you have enjoyed this short video on products that I use and have learned something new, or at least have been entertained. I enjoyed making this video and I have tons of products to talk about, so I'll definitely make a second one. But anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Good night everybody.